Saleh Foundation continues to distribute the Ramadan cash assistance for needy and displaced people in Lahj Governorate. This report has more.
Saleh Foundation continues to provide more humanitarian aid for the third day in a row in the camps of Lahj Governorate, as part of its efforts to help citizens who suffer from difficult living conditions, especially the displaced families in the community.
We thank Saleh Foundation for the aid it provides in the land area. This is the second time they distribute aid. I am disabled and only of my legs are working. I suffer from leukemia and my children are dead and cannot speak. So we thank Saleh Foundation for the help it provided.
The suffering of the displaced Yemenis and those tents that are located in the areas of Al-Huta, Al-Hamra, and Al-Anad, north of Lahj, and sits in the middle of the desert, is more severe than the rest of the camps, most notably the lack of humanitarian aid, but perhaps this aid puts a smile on the faces of these children.
I suffer from heart diseases, diabetes, and blood pressure. My daughter's children also suffer from physical problems, so we thank Al Saleh Foundation for their help.
The distribution of aid by a Saleh Foundation indicates that the principles have been translated into action in the camps for the displaced, and the foundations has worked hard to help the Yemeni people.
The living conditions are extremely difficult due to the increase in prices and there are no jobs opportunities. So this cash provided by a Saleh Foundation has helped us a lot.
All we need from Al Saleh Foundation came just in time. This alleviated the suffering of the displaced people through the help provided.
8 years have passed since they were displaced from their homes, and the displaced people's suffering continues as a result of the continuation of the Yemeni crisis, the poor living conditions, and the deteriorating of the economic conditions in the country.
Saleh Charity Foundation has launched delivering aid for war-affected people and displaced in Jawf province. The following report has more details.
From the depths of Jawf Desert, where thousands of families were separated by the war, Al Saleh Social Foundation for Development is working to provide assistance for thousands of displaced families. Through the project of distributing Ramadan cash aid, Al Saleh Foundation hopes to alleviate the suffering of the families exhausted by the living and economic conditions after 8 years of conflict.
تم بحفظ الله ورعايته اليوم تدشين مشروع مؤسسة الصالح.
Today, a Saleh Foundation's initiative has been implemented in Al Jawf Governorate. It targets 1,000 displaced persons and hopefully we can intensify our efforts to help those in need. Widows, children and the elderly will be able to benefit from our project during Ramadan.
Due to funding shortage and travel complications, many local and international relief organizations were forced to scale down on aid or cut their programs altogether. For a long time, the displaced people living in these camps found themselves without access to foodstuffs or even shelter. The Ramadan Cash Assistance Project aims to reach families who have not received humanitarian aid.
مؤسسة الصالح ليس غريبة عليها.
A Saleh Foundation has long contributed to aid efforts in the country and we thank Ambassador Ahmed Ali Abdullah Saleh for his support.
نشكر جمعية الصالح.
We would like to thank a Saleh Foundation for its timely intervention as other organizations retreat and neglect our cause.
Since its inception, the Al Saleh Foundation has worked towards humanitarian solidarity by addressing the concerns of displaced and destitute families in various governorates of the Republic. The return of Al Saleh Foundation heralds positive change, as well as security and stability lost due to the war in Yemen.